My hair's a mess, probably.
Your hair's a mess. Your bloody nose. You're a wreck.
Yeah.
Good morning. Neil here again from the Off the Radio Show with my series Who's Who in Santa Cruz. And I'm here with my good friend, Pastor Rene Schlaepfer from Twin Lakes Church, where my son went to school many, many moons ago. And this place is always very special to me and has special people, has a special vibe. And I love coming here, just love driving in here. You didn't have to get out of your car, just drive through. And it's like surfing. You just drive through. You come in the inn, and you exit out the exit, and then you feel a lot better. So I'm here this morning with Rene, and we're going to sit down and have a little chat. I always give him. I'm going to give him my question, which is very important.
All
my
right.
first question.
Okay.
Which I'm using with most of the people, all the people here. I need to know. Question number one. I need to know your favorite Marianne's ice cream flavor.
Oh, that's tough. I mean, honestly, probably.
You can't do like three. You're gonna have the top. Go to Marianne's and you go in. What are you getting?
I hate to be cliche, but I usually get 1020.
Oh, that's.
I mean,
Yeah, you can't go wrong.
You can't go wrong with 1020.
No, you can't go wrong.
But I also will, if they got something up on the board that's weird.
Yeah.
Like lavender or something, I will try that.
You'll go lavender?
Yeah. I will. Yes, I have had lavender before, and if they have anything else that's a little bit odd, I'll try it.
My flavor is the one you should be. I think you should be. Try it.
Okay.
It's called Heaven.
Of course. Were you looking for that? That a pastor's favorite flavor was Heaven?
I thought it may be.
My favorite Verve blend is Sermon.
Oh, is it really?
No, not really. but you know, it would fit.
So you're a Swiss chap.
Yeah, we're both foreigners.
I know,
Neil.
both foreigners.
Yeah,
we're both foreigners.
Living in America, living the dream, but we're foreigners.
Are you a citizen?
Yes.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I became a citizen.
Of both America and Switzerland.
Well, when I was supposed to give up my passport.
Okay.
Because they didn't want me to have the dual, but
Right.
I told them I lost it. I lied. I actually kind of
Right.
Which it was in my back pocket.
If they only knew you better, they would know.
If they only knew you better, they'd try.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So we were talking,
I have dual passports.
We're not going to go into politics right now. We had a little chat before, but
right.
We have our own views on that. But maybe we should give this country back to the English. Right. Let's start again. Let's give King Charles.
Of course, you would say
King
that.
Charles. Well, I'm a fan.
Well, why don't we give them
I'm not a big fan
back?
of the royal family myself, but
I say try something new and give it to the Swiss. They're efficient. They're clean.
like a clock.
They're punctual.
Yes, on time.
You know.
Which is
They're good with civil
but
engineering,
being
tunnels and bridges.
Being punctual and living in Santa Cruz does not.
They're good skiers, so that could probably translate to surfers.
It's a round hole, a square peg theory.
Exactly.
Right?
Right. That's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
never
No,
mind.
but I loved growing up in that culture. My parents were Swiss, and but I was born in San Jose. But we went back there a lot, and I've worked over there, lived over there, and that was actually my first language was Swiss German, and then I learned English when I was probably 4 or 5, and then it developed from there.
Could you give a sermon in Swiss German language?
Ja, das ist ganz möglich.
You could.
Yeah. And then I learned High German and correct German in high school. Swiss German is a dialect that's really a different language, and
Right.
Germans can't really understand the Swiss German.
It's like English people go to Scotland. Right?
Well, it's not just an accent. It's
a
really a different language. The grammar's different. Right. The spelling's completely different. And but it's similar enough to German, where I learned German and I took German in high school because I thought it would be an easy A.
Yeah,
and that was the only reason.
Was it?
So
Just slide through.
Yeah.
And was it an easy A?
Yeah.
It was easy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
What's going on with the church? It's sitting in the new coffee shop right here.
Yeah,
which is
that's right.
fantastic. Best
Yeah.
coffee in town. Plus
Oh,
it's the
thank
cheapest
you.
coffee in
Come
town,
on.
too.
Yeah, you know what? We try to keep the prices low.
Yeah.
So
I went to a Cat and Cloud the other day and I had a cup of coffee and a piece of toast and it was like $10. Excuse me?
Well, you know, we're not making any money, but we try to keep the prices low because our goal here is for this place to be a nexus of community. Because these days, it's honestly, if I had known what a difference this place would make just to the mission of the church, I would have opened this years and years and years before.
Right.
So we're sitting in the college building And half of it is the coffee shop and half of it is our college meeting space for our college group. But here's what we wanted it to be. We wanted it to be a nexus of community where people could come together and meet other people and chat and talk. We built this during COVID when it became more and more clear that that's what people were lacking. A place to get together and connect and share and chat and talk for a third place, so to speak. It's not home, it's not work, it's another place where people can connect. And it's happening. It's remarkable. It's always full of people laughing and sharing and talking and having meetings. I see people from all around the community here. And then us pastors, I encourage the pastors, if they just are answering email or something on the laptop, get out of your office, get out of the ivory tower, just come over here, find a place.
Say hi.
And then you always get to chat, meet people like you.
So fun.
Yeah.
I'm going to touch bases with Second Harvest Food Bank for a second.
Right.
And you had the drive. What do you call it?
Well, we participate.
Food drive.
Yeah, the holiday food and fund drive.
Right.
Now they call it.
You do it every year.
We do it every fall. Yep.
Okay. And last year, which is you probably just finished counting the pennies up. But,
yeah.
Right. You raised $500,000.
Yeah, over $500,000.
Now, how many people does that feed? Do you know?
Yes, that provides for 1.5 million meals. 1.5 million. Wow. So it's remarkable.
Where are those meals dispersed at? Is it just for here in Santa Cruz County or Monterey County, or was it?
So they're of course.
Do we have that many starving people?
Well, what we have here in Santa Cruz County is people that. Starvation isn't the word that's used anymore. The word that's used now is food insecure. And what that means is people who are living so close to the razor's edge when it comes to paying for their rent, paying for their utilities, paying for their health care, paying for education, that if they lose a little bit of income, their hours are cut back, they get sick and they don't have any sick hours left, suddenly they don't have every dollar, and that means they've got to start cutting back. And so they either go into default on utility bills, they get behind in rent, they stop paying insurance money to feed their family. And so what you see here in Santa Cruz is people coming to the food banks that are at 75 different places in the county, I think it is now. Most of them are churches, but also other nonprofit agencies. And most of us get our food from this community food bank, which is called Second Harvest. It's literally a bank of food. And they're able to buy food at below wholesale prices from providers because of their purchasing power. So they can buy approximately 3 meals worth for every dollar because they're a nonprofit and companies get tax breaks and so on from donating.
Just $1.
Yeah.
You get 3 meals.
Well, enough food to provide for free meals because they get it from growers here in Santa Cruz County and who sell it to them for way below pennies on the dollar, you know. And then, for example, on Wednesday afternoons, we have a food grocery giveaway here at Twin Lakes Church, and many churches do this. And so the people, ours is a drive-through. People just wait and they drive through, and you can pick up your bags of groceries here, and we have volunteers that staff that. But we get almost all of our food from the food bank. And so what happens is there are something like 75,000 people here in our county who are living on that razor's edge. And so when they just dip a little bit below that, then they don't have enough money to pay all their bills. And so if they can get free groceries, then they can pay their rent. Then they can pay their health insurance. So it really is kind of a holistic approach to financial security for people.
I was here during Christmas and the place was packed, of course. So all your Christmas services were full?
Packed. We had over 6,000 people.
How much does that taper off come January and the rest of the year?
Well, it's interesting.
How is the attendance now in today's world here at Twin Lakes Church?
Well, it's interesting. Of course, like every organization, every church, every restaurant, movie theaters took a hit during COVID, obviously.
Is it coming back?
It is definitely coming back. We had one of the biggest growth years last year that we've ever had. Our attendance last year was up 23% over the year before, and this last weekend, just a normal second, weekend of the year, not a holiday, it was our biggest non-holiday weekend since pre-pandemic. So, and we're seeing a ton of new people, especially new young families. The two biggest demographics that are growing here, and I'm hearing this from a lot of pastors, are young families with young children and newly retired people. Those two groups.
What's the biggest issue with those people?
Well,
Or is it separate or?
I think that both young families with children and the newly retired people, like people that are 65 years old, couples, they want to plug in.
Yeah.
You know, they're tired of just being in their own household.
Yeah.
They want to plug in, and specifically to a community of faith. They may have had, as children, some exposure to church, or they may just like the idea of being in a community that's focused around God and focused around good works and not focused around politics or something.
Yeah.
And they're looking for that, and I think they find it here. And this is something I'm hearing consistently from pastors and priests and rabbis around the community, that those are the two demographics that are coming back.
Right.
Yeah. People in between are busy with life.
Right.
Yeah.
The church here, the school here still.
Yeah, it's the biggest it's ever been. Yeah, praise God.
But for me personally, I think it was the best foundation for my son when he went here as a kid.
Why do you say that? Why do you think it was a good foundation?
I just think he was here through. I just think he had good people. Curly was his teacher, right? And then I just think that there was a good foundation for a young boy, and.
I'm really glad to hear that.
I don't know what it is. I just think he was here through fifth. I think back then you only had it through fifth grade.
Yeah. Now it's up to junior high.
But it was a good foundation. We decided to take him off the island. This is kind of an island, right? And said, okay, we got to take him off the island and send him now to he went to VHM.
Yeah.
Right, and then to Harbor High.
Right.
Take him off the island, put him in public school. But this school here was a fantastic.
I'm glad to hear that.
Foundation.
How's he doing now?
Oh, he's 33 years old and great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Where is he? Where's he living?
He lives in Capitola.
Awesome.
With his wife, and he works for Talmadge Construction. She's busy working.
Super cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm lucky, blessed, because he's still be able to afford to live
right. Our kids too all live in Santa Cruz or Redwood City. One of them.
So if you're thinking about a school, don't forget the one here.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. I really do.
Very good. Yeah. And you got new facilities too, right?
The school facilities opened about 6 years ago. This opened about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And we're just having a ball. And we're doing stuff on the creative side. The San Jose Mercury News entertainment columnist wrote a column about a month ago. And it was the best new Christmas songs of 2023.
Yeah.
And one of them he mentioned was one that our band put out.
Really?
Yeah. And it's called Good News, Great Joy. Yeah. Twin Lakes Worship. You can look it up.
Yeah.
And he's like, this is one of the best new Christmas songs in the world in 2023.
Does the band practice all year round?
Oh, sure. Yeah, because it's the band that plays in
our
play
the boardroom.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
That'd be so fun.
SoCal High Jazz Band with Jim Stewart.
Yeah. Jim's great. Jim plays drums for us sometimes.
Yeah, Jim brings the kids down, and it's like
that's awesome.
we shove 25 kids in the boardroom.
Right.
Pretty fun.
Yeah. But that song's on like Spotify, Apple Music.
Okay.
Good News, Great Joy, Twin Lakes Worship with Elizabeth Summers, who's one of our pastors.
I remember she came on the show a long time ago.
Oh, cool. Yeah, she's great.
So before we end the show here, this the who's who in Santa Cruz. Your top 3 memories of Twin Lakes Church since
Oh
you've
my
been here.
goodness! Wow, top 3 memories of Twin Lakes Church.
Top 3 memories of. Top 3 moments.
Yeah, top 3 moments at Twin Lakes Church. I think that the first time that we ever raised enough to feed 1 million people at our fall food drive was something that was completely life-changing for our church, because they're like, wow, we can do this. It was the most, that year, the most any church in America raised to feed the hungry. And I think that was inspiring, and we're not just here to sing some songs on Sunday morning, although that's awesome and essential. We can really have a powerful impact in our community, and that changed the church's personality.
Right.
I think that another top memory for me, honestly, was after the CZU fires. We opened up our whole campus as sort of a refugee station for everybody who had to get evacuated.
Yeah.
And we had RVs and people
big
sleeping
party.
all over the place. And it was. And our staff all said, we're going to get these people, free, Wi-Fi, free power, free, sewage pumping for their RVs or whatever they need. And we're going to have health care here. And we had what we called a free, like free drugstore here where they could pick up T-shirts and stuff like that. That was powerful because, again, it was our volunteers and staff coming together to say, how can we just assist the community? Hundreds of people living here for weeks. That was a great memory.
Yeah.
And
one more.
our first beach baptism, which now we do every year.
Right. And by the way, they do the beach baptism in the most populated shark.
It is true. We do it down there at Shark Park.
Great white sharks.
And it's like, I tell people you can be baptized and go to heaven all at once. But it was really, really fun. And now we do that every year. And it's such a cool melding of Santa Cruz culture and this age-old, 2,000-year-old ritual of baptism. That's been a lot. Those are probably my 3 top memories.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for what you do.
Oh, no, you're
this
welcome.
This show is so important when it comes to just knitting the Santa Cruz community together.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun doing it.
It's
fun.
fun.
We have a lot of doing.
Thanks,
Thank
man.
you.
Thanks. Thank you.
You're welcome.